The one constant in life is change. That's way too deep. Hi, I'm Mark, and this is my 1986 Nissan Sunny truck. Coming to you from Milperra, New South Wales, the Barrel Brothers shop. First car was actually an HR Holden station wagon, but that was before I had a licence and I didn't do anything to it. So first real car would have been an EK Holden 1962, and lowered that, put some big chrome wheels on it, 13-inch wheels, and I needed a special tool to get the hubcap off. So they were deep, yeah. Worked the old grey motor in it, twin carbies and extractors and a lumpy cam. So yeah. No seat belts and a steel dash. It was freaking dangerous, that thing. My mum's got exercise books from when I was in kindergarten of crayon drawings of cars. So yeah, it's been a long thing. It's been around for a long time. With a mate of mine, Elliot Dollison, we decided to, as a bit of a hobby, start up Barrel Brothers, just because we couldn't find wheels that were the right size for our cars. Funny thing was, we both ended up building BBS RSs. I had an HR31 Skyline. He built a gold set and I built a silver set, sort of unbeknownst to each other. And then yeah, people kept asking, "Oh, will you build a set of wheels for us?" So over a few beers, we basically decided let's give this a shot. So we started it as a hobby, kept it going for about 8 years and had some pretty good employees. We did a set of bombers once. We only ever saw, in all the years we did one set. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But we've done race car wheels, we've done, we used to send about 25 to 30% of what we did overseas, so America, Hawaii, lots of wheels to Hawaii. There's a big Japanese car community in Hawaii. They like, Datsun 1600 sitting on like 13 by 9s and dragging its guts down the road. Really cool community over there. I was going to start a map and have pins, all the places where our wheels had gone, but yeah, it would have been too many in Hawaii. A bunch of red in the middle of the Pacific. Marty from Mighty Car Mods came and saw us and said, "Look, can you build some wheels for the Mirror?" Which we did. That's such a cool little car. There's a shed club that we do with a bunch of guys. And then, yeah, Richard came to us with the other one, and that's all that stuff under the bonnet happened, yeah. But that's just a bunch of mates all hanging around and, talking about the same sort of things. The car behind me is a Nissan Sunny truck, not a Dado.
We're changing our name from Datsun to Nissan.
It's a Japanese domestic market long body. It's about a foot longer in the tray than your average 1200 ute. We searched around a bit in Japan for one of these. This was a particularly good one. It's a 1986. It only had 49,000 Ks on the clock when I got it. It was originally sold in Osaka to a Kyoto motorcycle company. They used to deliver Harley Davidsons in it. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool old thing. But when it got here, it had drum brakes. It was standard height, already had the flares put on it in Japan. It took about 2 years to get it out of Japan, but that's another story. So 2019, the process was, well, the first thing was to get it registered. I had to change the steering column because it didn't have a collapsible steering column in it. The seat belts, I had to put Australian compliant seat belts on it. It didn't have retractable seat belts. I had to put a clip-on mirror on here because apparently looking at fender mirrors, you're not allowed to look through an unswept part of the windscreen at your mirrors. Looking through an unswept side wind, not a problem. Australian design rules. And they made me put a charcoal canister on it, which it actually already had. They have one in behind here. I didn't know it at the time, but yeah, so I put one of those on and then it was pretty straightforward, just take it down and register it. So from there, first thing we did was put coilovers on the front, S13 CA18 NA brakes on it. They're a good vented disc brake, but you can fit a 13-inch wheel on it. These are actually 14s. This is about the fourth set of wheels that's been on this car. because that's what I do. Air jackers in the back so we can jack it up with if we've got a bit of weight in the back of it. And the wheels, of course. These ones are Techno Phantom, 14 by 9s front and back, different offset. Pretty cool in the wheel department. So I was talking to a mate of mine, Timmy Heiblom, and he suggested doing some fly-by-wire throttles. We came up with a set of Yamaha R6 throttle bodies for it. Standard, all it had was 26.9 kilowatt at the wheels. Pretty impressive. And it's gone just over 50 horsepower now. So probably, what's that, 40% more power. Haven't touched the block, still running standard cam and everything. But it's an A series. They just don't break. You know, they just go and go and go and go and go. And now it's got cruise control as well. So yeah, air conditioning, cruise control, just like a modern car.
Nissan Group の提供でお送りします。
We're supposed to be able to put like 500 kilos in the back of this. The flares are actually, I'm not 100% sure what they are. A guy in Japan put them on. They've all been cut underneath, so there's plenty of room under there. Just a really good flare kit. But it came over, it was standard height. So sitting up here somewhere, I think we've lowered it about 3 inches. They're actually quite a fast thing back in the day because they don't weigh anything. You know, this is 788 kilos with 40 kilos of my sound deadening in it. These are actually factory standard. They're genuine Nissan ones. Car came with those. Yamaha R6 throttle body. So it's all fly-by-wire. It's fuel injected. There's 3D printed trumpets under here that a mate of mine, Matt Hooper, did for me. The Timmy Heiblom has done the Dizzy Delete, turned that into a crank angle sensor. I've got coil packs down the bottom here, and that's all run by the Haltech R3 over there. The reason that we went with a fly-by-wire is when you'd go with a cable, a lot of the time they're really jerky with quad throttle bodies. So with a fly-by-wire, you can program it like a bell curve. At 50% on the throttle in the car, it's only 19% on the throttles here on the engine. So it just runs like a bloody dream. The Haltech's just perfect. It does your idle up for the aircon, it does your cold start, it does everything. Alrighty, well let's commence with the climate control air conditioning, which is actually a factory knee freezer air conditioning. But it works really well because the cabin's really small. We've recovered the seats, but they are pretty much exactly like the original colours. That now being cloth instead of vinyl. Underneath this is all the original vinyl on the bottom, sound deadening all underneath there. The only place I haven't put it is on the firewall here. This console is out of a GX. Normally they're a little brown flat thing and they don't have a clock. This is what they call the GX dash or double bump dash because it's got sort of 2 cows. And they only made this for like 1 year in 71 or 72 or something or other like that. But they're really hard to find. This of course works totally separately to any of the heater and defroster and anything controls. I do have a roof console out of an 810 with a little map light, which is cool. There's my keypad. That's where the ashtray used to be, so it all bolts up there nice and solid. That is all retro sound in behind the standard looking radio, but it all works on the buttons and everything. We're running a 5-speed transmission in it now, a 5-speed overdrive trans. Momo steering wheel. They discontinued them and I found this one, it's a prototypo, and I found this one as new old stock, and now since then they've started making them again, of course. When I bought it, landed in Australia, it was about 12 grand's worth. Now you'd be lucky to get one under 20. They've really gone up in price. If you want to build a truck like this, it's not that hard. The trick is just don't give up. There's so many things you see around half-finished projects, just don't give up, keep plugging away. This was off the road for 2 years while we did the injection and everything for it, but like it's come back better than ever. That's my advice. Never give up. This is by no means, I call it my work truck, but I honestly, I love this thing, I really do. So much time and effort in it. It's a forever car for me. Oh, I forgot to say like and subscribe.